And welcome back to my channel, Health No Filter. My name's Tristan Lowe, and I've got with me my guest today, Steve Norton from, is it One Stop Business Finance?
That's correct, yeah.
Steve, how you doing, sir?
Good, Tristan, thank you.
Good to see you. All right, let's hold up what we got. What you got there, Steve?
I've got the One Stop Business Finance PIG, which
right.
I give out to all my clients.
Is that when you get them as a client or you lose them as a client?
When I get them, then they save up the money in it to repay us.
All right, so my toy's bigger than your toy. All right, I give this to my clients. What this is a trigger point ball roller, okay? It's essentially just a hard ball and it's used for massaging out different parts of the body. And what you've got is a rubber pig that you give to your clients when you get them.
Yes.
All right, okay,
Yeah.
So, all right, pleased to meet you. Good to see you again, Steve.
Thank you.
Let's get rid of these toys, Seth.
Yep.
We don't need those anymore. All right, the channel's Health No Filter, and here we are now, mid-November, and my learned guest, I'd like to ask him, tell me about your finance. You started in banking, is that right?
Yeah, I started in banking way back in the 80s.
All right.
At the NatWest in Lincoln, and spent nearly 30 years there, and then moved on to new projects.
Okay, 30 years in the same address?
No, not the same address, but the same organisation.
NatWest Bank, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. So now NatWest is a high street bank that everyone uses, although I think this, bit by bit we're seeing more of those closed though around the country.
Yeah.
Okay, 30 years, and did you start as like an apprentice and then become manager?
Yeah, started off, well, it was on a management training scheme,
Yeah.
but basically it meant the same. Whatever level you joined,
Yeah.
you still went through being a cashier,
Gotcha.
all the jobs that people tend to see
Yeah.
front of house before moving on to other stuff. Yeah.
All right, and now I'm showing my age now. I'm sort of dating myself now, but in the 80s, when I used to go to the bank and used to write out little checks or paying in books or your little savings account,
Yep.
there was always, always a bag up, those little money bags, the transparent ones you used to get
Yep.
with 2p's, 1p's, 5p's. I think of banks in the 80s like that, but of course it's a lot different from that as well. That's just the cashier's front of house part.
Yep.
What is the side of banking that you excelled at?
Well, running a branch really was
Yeah.
what I did mainly. So we were branches from 80 staff through to ones with only 2 or 3 staff.
Right.
So it was very different dependent on
So
how many were on there.
An individual branch could have up to 80 staff?
Yeah.
Like ones in London or Nottingham or something?
Lincoln did when I joined.
No.
88 staff in 1988.
You're kidding me? They
Yeah.
were all in that branch?
Yeah.
There's not 88 people in Lincoln, let
No,
alone...
no.
Right,
If you
okay.
go in now, there's probably about 5.
Yeah, and it still
Yeah.
runs like that though because of modern technology and
Yeah.
whatnot and cutbacks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what does, give us an idea in the 80s, what would the salary of a fully fledged experienced branch manager on a high street bank look like?
Probably about 8,000.
8,000
Yeah.
in the 1980s?
Yeah,
We're not, are we talking a month or per year?
that's per year.
All right, £8,000 a year in the
Yeah.
80s?
Yeah.
To be the manager?
Yeah.
Crikey, let me do my maths and inflation. That still doesn't sound a lot.
No,
I mean,
no.
I worked in an office when I was 17, 1988, and I think I was on about £8,000 or £9,000. Well, could have been less, could have been 6, 7. But I was a teenager in a sales office,
Yeah.
not running a branch. But crikey, you wouldn't get out of bed for that.
So the only good thing was that you got a very good pension.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you do pack up,
Yeah.
hopefully you're still
Yeah.
earning a decent level in your retirement to enjoy it.
Yeah. The branch managers and the other staff, all the working parts, do they get monthly or quarterly bonuses as well?
Less so now. They used to do back
Right.
then. So now
Yeah.
most of it's on salary. It's deemed to not be correct to earn bonuses
Is that right?
in the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, so how about when I hear about these people on TV, they call them the big wigs or the fat
Yeah.
cats, but is it because they're at the very, very top end of banking in London, New York, Hong Kong, Switzerland, when they get these $2-3 million paychecks and what have you?
So there'll be those, and there'll also be the investment bankers.
Yeah.
So they'll be making decisions on stock market,
Yeah.
that side of things.
Gotcha.
Which is where the bigger money
Yeah.
was made.
Oh,
yeah.
right then, yeah. I mean, I actually read up that someone who's involved in investments can be on anything between 60 to 110, 120 grand basic in London.
Yeah.
And if they get into mergers and acquisitions as well, it can go up to 300,000 salary plus.
Quite easily,
Plus
yeah.
bonuses.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
bad for sitting down all day, is it?
No, no.
Because I'm guessing bankers don't stand all day.
Most of the time they're sat, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
unless they're treating themselves to a day out on the golf course. So,
Of course, you never did that though, did you?
no, I've waited to do that now.
Yeah, yeah.
And my boss probably isn't watching.
So we're now forward fast now, what, 35, 40 years, whatever it is. And what's your age now, Steve?
So I'm 55.
55. Hey, well done for 55, sir.
Yeah.
Looking fit and well. All right, 55, and you're now involved in finance in a different way.
Yes, yeah, working for a a smaller firm, although it's expanding. It's one of the most rapidly expanding firms based in Yorkshire. But I cover the Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire sort of patch for them, and spend all my day going out, seeing clients, going networking.
And giving them little rubber pigs and all.
Give them rubber pigs, yeah. I even give rubber pigs to the ones that come last in the golf events.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. Is the rubber pig thing your idea or the company's idea?
It's a company's idea, but I've run with it. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
What does it signify? Savings?
So for you saving up money on there, and then you remove the snout and get your cash out at the end of the year.
Gotcha. Is the finance something you're supplying an individual or a company?
It has to be for business purposes.
Yeah.
However, it could be lent directly to the individual, or more often than not, it is in the business name.
Okay.
Yeah.
A sort of general, I don't like to use this term, but I'm going to for time. So a textbook client that comes to our centre is someone who starts off with weight management of some description.
Yeah.
If it's personal training, possibly injury rehab or prehab, if it's in the treatment room. What's the textbook costed? Do you call them clients or customers?
Clients usually, yeah.
Okay. Textbook client comes to you.
Yeah.
What's he or she asking for?
So exactly the same thing. They're showing signs of weakness in their finances often.
Okay.
Probably from not being in training enough.
Yeah.
They may be struggling for cash flow.
Yeah.
They may want to buy something.
Yeah.
So it could be a property, could be some equipment, could be a vehicle.
Gotcha, for the business,
For the business, yeah.
So let's say a bloke opens up his own barbers.
Yeah.
And he wants to open up another branch.
Yeah.
He wants to have another barbers in a different town.
Yeah.
All right, so why doesn't he go to the high street bank and say, Mr. Bank Manager, I've been open a year, can you lend me X amount to open up another branch?
So I've done exactly that recently for a client who was a barber.
Right, okay.
And they've basically they wanted their son to open the next barber shop.
Gotcha, yeah.
Son had all the experience of cutting hair in his dad's, but none of the sort of financial background that he could prove to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So High Street Bank wouldn't be interested at that point.
Yeah.
However, they could come to ourselves and we could look at ways that we could finance it based on what we predict is going to happen in the future, as opposed to it being just on what's already happened.
Yeah.
Which in future they'll then be able to swap to a high street bank later if they and make do on the better rates that could be offered there.
What sort of is it just down to when you say because who can predict the future? Well, possibly people involved in banking can, but generally, what are the markers you're looking at to see if little John, we'll call him little John because he was the son, it wasn't a John, was it?
It wasn't a John, so we're all right.
What markers are you looking for to predict if little John's barbers is still going to be there 36 months later?
I'd get a general feel of the area.
Yeah.
What's the competition like there? I'll have, with my experience, this is what a barber tends to do.
Gotcha.
And
in terms of turnover.
And also the property itself. Are they renting the property, or do they own the property outright? So all those things. If the property's owned, then it gives the lender a little bit more comfort that should things go wrong, they can walk away from it.
What do you think is the biggest marker? We'll call it a red flag for finance, people involved in finance to say no to a potential customer / client.
Usually it is if things come out the woodwork while we're doing the checks.
Okay.
So they might have a CCJ against some county court judgment. If they've got one and they've been open about it up front, we can work with them to explain that and hopefully still do the finance if it's in their interest to do so. If they try and brush it under the carpet and not mention it and it comes out, then if somebody's not telling the truth at the outset, are they going to do so throughout the loan sort of thing, or will they disappear?
Right.
If they're a homeowner, statistically they're more likely to repay their loan because then it's harder for them to do a runner.
Right. Those sort of things happen. So, like, if someone's got a CCJ, because you could get a CCJ for a parking fine or a parking ticket, or I don't know, something as simple as that, or your speeding fines and stuff like that, because that's not a criminal thing to do to get a parking ticket, or as far as I know, I don't know the law, I'm just guessing. So if someone's got a county court judgment and they're applying to open up their bar,
amount or something.
I don't know, they owe £500 on a parking ticket. What do you do on a CCJ? Or How long do the CCJs last for?
CCJs usually last about 5 years.
Crikey.
Yeah, so that's even if they're repaid, they will show on your file.
Gotcha.
If not, then they will eventually lapse off, but it could still show up.
On the other end then, other end of the spectrum entirely, little John applies for funding to open up his first barbers, and he's not ready. It's a green flag from the moment he asks.
Yeah.
What is the one sign that you and your profession, people in your profession would say, yeah, that's worth getting finance for that guy?
They know their stuff when you ask them, just general chit chat.
Right.
It's my best feel for it. You just get a gut feel, and working for a smaller organisation, we can run on those gut feels much better than we can. It's not a computer says no type scenario.
Yeah.
So it's back to the old traditional lending, which is why I joined the bank in the first place, to go out and do that sort of thing.
That's interesting, because I thought it would be a case of computer says no, especially when it comes to financing today's, gut feel, instinct. Whilst I understand that's really important, because it's one of our senses and it comes with your experience, I'd have thought that'd be something that's way far down the pecking order, because if the numbers don't add up or there's something, but what if then that guy or that woman who's opened up a hairdresser's, what if they know everything about cutting hair, but they know zero about business?
You'll find that with most businesses. Right. People know zero about business.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when you
started
off, you knew probably most of the things that need to be known about fitness.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Nothing.
You didn't know about business, and we find that time and time again. And
quick learning.
And part of my role is to help people along that journey. It's not despite it saying one stop in the name, it's not one stop that we go and see you do the bit that you want. We will go back to you year on year to try and assist with that. And that might be just looking at ways of getting it to different lenders, because we can do that as well. So it's not just our own money that we can lend.
What? Okay, so you say the company's the head office in Yorkshire.
In Yorkshire, yeah.
Where's that? Sheffield.
Just outside York.
Just outside York.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful city.
It's called Weldrake.
Weldrake, nice place. Yeah, okay. How long have they been going?
So they've been going about 12 years now.
All right, they've got the hang of it. So they must know business then.
That's right. And we basically fund the money through some of the sort of second tier banks, as they call it. So people like Shawbrook, Hampshire Trust, those sort of places that people may or may not have heard of.
I've not heard of them.
And they're just a couple out of the hundreds that we deal with. And then we also attract individuals or company money in. So we pay them on just 12 months notice. They'll get anywhere between 8 and 10% fixed rate.
Okay. Yeah.
So far better than they'll get from a bank, and we'll lend it back out with a margin on, which is how we make our money.
Oh, okay. So a business within a sort of like a business within your business.
Yes, that's right.
Right. Okay. So, give me an idea of again, I'm asking you to predict the future.
Yeah.
What makes changes to your line of work? What in 5, 10, 15 years time can the people up the higher ups or yourself can predict that would affect your business?
So interest rates are always a big thing.
Yeah.
So for instance, at the moment we're waiting for a budget.
Yeah.
I can pretty much guarantee that even if I have chats with people, they will say, let's wait 3 weeks.
Yeah.
See what the budget has. And to be fair, it's the best advice unless they need the money quickly.
Sure.
Because we want to be sure that we're not opening up something that they can't afford.
Gotcha.
Because
their mortgage has gone up from 4% to 6% or something, or more.
Could be anything, or things like national insurance contributions for the staff.
Yeah.
All sorts of costs could increase.
Yeah, minimum wage or living wage.
Fuel bills.
Yeah.
So all those things that people worry about.
Yeah.
Yes, actually getting the finance might help them through that period. So through COVID, I did lots of work purely trying to help people stay alive.
I bet you did,
with the business.
Literally staying alive.
And that was probably my most rewarding.
Right. Yeah.
The other end of the scale, I've lent people £4.5 million just for one car.
Well, for them to buy a car?
To buy a car. So they put in £4.5 million and I put in the other £4.5 million.
I just want to make it clear to anyone watching or listening, that wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. No.
And if I had £4.5 million, it wouldn't be going on a car.
No.
All right, without naming names.
Yeah.
What did he buy? A red Bugatti?
So it was a Ferrari Spider.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know more than that because I'm not a big car buff. Yeah. But there was
fast red,
and there was only 2 of them in the world.
Crikey.
So it would go up in value quicker than the repayments were on the interest.
I see.
So that was, or at least that was what he was predicting.
Yeah.
So another toy to go with his other toys. Admittedly, he did have helicopters and cars. So that end of the scale. But I say I get far more pleasure out of helping businesses than I do those sort of things.
What happens to, we'll call this guy who bought the car, we'll call him Dave. What happens to Dave then? He buys the car for £4.5 million or dollars?
Pounds.
Not maybe,
yeah.
I think when it's that
well,
much.
he bought it for 9 million, but we lent him 4.5 towards it.
Yeah. Okay, so 9 million. All right. So clearly this guy's got 10 million or more.
Yeah.
What happens if when he goes to sell the car? Has he got to pay the finance back to you or to the dealership?
He'd have to pay the finance back to us as lenders. Yeah.
All right, okay.
So in effect, we half own the car until that point.
Yeah, essentially, it's a mortgage on the car. Not a mortgage, but it's
So the real danger to him is if he crashes that car.
And the insurance,
and the insurance doesn't pay out, then he is in a mess. But that should.
Interesting.
The insurance is part of the.
I've got a friend who drives fast, sporty cars, and interesting enough, he rarely drives them. They're always under lock and key in a super protected garage. He drives a normal everyday Audi or something, but he's nice toys. He only drives them 3 or 4 times a year. He's not going to work in Bentley Continentals or whatever, So interesting.
And a good bit of advice to anybody who decides to go on a track driving day, particularly if it's abroad, as one of my friends did. Tell the wife that you're going.
Go on.
He wrote his car off while he was on the Nuremberg, and it wasn't until after he'd written it off that he told her that he'd gone to do his track day. So make sure you do tell everyone.
Not in that car though. Not in the Spider.
No, not in the Spider. No, he got a decent car that he hit.
What they call a runaround.
Yes.
The take to Nuremberg.
Yeah.
All right. So finance, the other big F word, fitness.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is where I come into it with Steve. I met Steve at a business club. I think a couple of years ago. Always said alone. And one day you contacted us.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to train you. On and off over the last 4 or 5 months, and let's just wind the clocks back a little bit if we can, Steve. First thing, what was the wake up call to come to look for a personal trainer?
Okay, so first wake up call was just over 2 years ago. Decided I was going to go out, usual Friday night pub run.
Yeah.
Felt really ill.
In Lincoln?
Yes. Yeah. Really ill. Sort of deadness down one side of my body.
Yeah.
Voice was a bit slurred.
Right.
Almost signs that they say act fast and get to the
possible signs of a stroke.
Yeah. Back then, working really, really hard.
Yeah.
Really fancied that beer.
Yeah.
or cider in my case. Yeah. And good lady was waiting to go out, so I pretended it hadn't happened.
Yeah.
So I went to the pub. Same thing happened on the Monday morning.
Right.
Went to A&E and got rushed straight through to the front. I'd had 2 mini strokes.
Yeah. So they gave you like an ECG or CT scan or
had CT scans, ECGs, the whole works. Blood tests, everything. And it was a real wake up call to me.
Yeah.
So, yes, in my head I thought I need to do something about this straight away, but I was also scared in case I did more damage. Yeah. So
that's understandable.
I deliberately waited a year.
Yeah. Long time to hold your breath.
Obviously met you most months during that time.
At the business club, yeah.
But
never mentioned training.
No, didn't mention to you at that point. And then once I'd gone a year and I knew that I was feeling a lot better quite soon, but I knew I still had to do something about it. So in old money, I'd reached 13 stone 10.
Oh, what's that? It's 192 pounds, I think.
Right, yeah. And 5'6" if I'm lucky.
Yeah, okay.
5'7" if I'm wearing my heels.
You can't tell people sat down.
yeah.
Cuban heels, not the other type of heels.
My stool is really high.
So you're 5'6" and 190, 192 pounds.
Yeah. So
too much.
So I thought I need to do something about it. So I started eating a bit healthier.
Yeah. What's that look like when you started eating a bit healthier?
So I would probably be eating, well, I thought I was eating well because I'd stopped having pie and chips or whatever,
that's a start.
and I'd moved on to having pasta, jacket potatoes and stuff.
Yeah.
However, what I didn't realise was actually it probably wasn't doing a lot about the weight side of things.
It's the sugar of sorts, yeah.
So I'd lost a little bit of weight,
yeah,
but it seemed to stick at that.
Yeah.
So I probably lost 3 pounds or something like that.
Lose that in a weekend.
Yeah, that's it. So I thought I've got to do something proper about this.
Yeah.
I had looked at other options.
Yeah. Example. Is it the O word?
Yeah. No, I'd looked at other options for trainers.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant Ozempic or Mounjaro or something.
And the other options I'd seen were very much online.
Yeah.
I felt I needed that personal touch.
Yeah.
Somebody who would take time to listen to me, understand somebody of my age as well.
Yeah.
And so I got in touch with you, and from then on, things have moved in the right direction.
They have, yeah. I'm glad you did, because when you mentioned about 2 years ago you had the warning signs, you thought you might be having a stroke or you've got stress-induced issues, especially when you talk about chest, organs, side, head, neurological symptoms or palpitations, you should go to the emergency. You shouldn't wait till Monday to go see your GP.
No, you're right.
That's what our services are. Our free services are here for. The NHS is our service, So I'm glad you did that for your sake and Mrs. Norton's sake as well. What's interesting though, you still went to the pub though, didn't you?
We still went to the pub. I thought I was doing the right thing by the current Mrs. Norton.
Yeah.
I have to say that to keep her on the toes.
That's right. So can we put down then, it was to keep the missus happy?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. But I don't think she'd have been very happy if the life cover had kicked in and she'd had to learn where the bins go.
Yeah, okay.
I
like it.
So I got as far as that of writing stuff with the will and all sorts. So I really thought I was on the way out.
Yeah. No pun intended. It's quite sobering.
Yeah, it was.
If you got to that level where you're putting on passwords on the spreadsheets and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And writing.
Yeah.
Okay. We're now 2 years later, or nearly 2 years later. You started training. Okay. You came in, and we talked about it. And of course, the most important thing, you had some weight to lose and body fat to lose. That's physiology, that's fact. That wasn't the eye test or opinion, that was fact, yeah? But what was equally important for the long run, I think, is for you to get physically strong and healthy. Because you could lose 1 or 2 pounds and still be stronger and healthier 2, 4, 5 weeks later.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just about, because I'm not a part of a slimming club, we're not Weight Watchers, we're not one of these franchises where we promise you'll look like this in 12 weeks, or if you drink this and look like this.
Yeah.
It's not my profession, it's not my field. My field is to understand, work with a client, understand what floats your boat, okay, what can actually navigate you through. Because when you came in, I can recall you said something that I'd say 9 out of 10 clients who come to us for personal training mention in a consultation. I try not to use the word, a client will 9 times out of 10 use it, and they say they want to be motivated. And I'll understand that, but I'll say that motivation is temporary. What we try and teach and guide is self-discipline, because discipline or self-discipline can last until you keel over at 95, touch wood.
Yeah.
Now, it may not be the same every day, but it's hard to be motivated, for three times a day when you're eating, or 4 or 5 if it's me, and it's hard to be motivated, once to 3 to 4 times a week exercising. What you can have is a degree of self-discipline, and what I've tried to work with you and install with you, Steve, and actually hopefully it spreads to your loved ones as well, is a degree of self-discipline.
Definitely.
Because I think self-discipline can affect you in a good way, and you can actually part that onto someone else. But to crack a whip and get someone to jump out of bed, drink an espresso, take a cold shower and start doing push-ups, that is car crash TV.
Yeah. That's
Netflix, that's YouTube, that's something you see on television because it's cool, trendy, hip and sexy. It's not sustainable.
No.
Motivation is not sustainable. I've had days where I've not been motivated to exercise, but my self-discipline kicks in and overrides it, and I train.
Yeah.
Right. Are you more, I don't want to put words in your mouth, are you more motivated now or more disciplined?
I would say both.
Okay.
Yeah. Just turning the clock back a little bit.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I unfortunately lost my mother,
I'm sorry to hear that,
which was obviously a really difficult time.
Yeah.
And I decided during that time, and this is where motivation kicks in.
Yeah.
I decided during that time that I was age 50, and I did 50 5k runs in 50 days.
Yes.
So for charity, raised a lot of money for St Barnabas Hospice and awareness on that.
Yeah.
But that was when I first thought, actually, fitness is enjoyable as well. You feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Whether you're walking, running, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you take in, you might see a butterfly go past, you might see a rabbit run.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be.
Where are you in the fields? Are you in the fields?
Yeah,
Butterflies and rabbits?
Often I would see those things.
Okay,
And the reason I mentioned butterflies is that my mum loved butterflies. So I was focused in seeing these things, but it could be anything.
Yeah.
But just being out there compared to, because I spend probably half my life in what I call my office, but it's a car.
Yeah, okay. Mobile office.
Yeah, so I'm...
Hang on, hands-free though.
Hands-free, yeah. Always hands-free.
Always, yeah.
But, and this is where probably the pounds started to come on.
Yeah.
Because I'm sat behind a wheel, I'm reaching down this side.
Yeah.
Because I'm driving on the right-hand side.
It's on the trees.
Yeah, reaching down. At the best, it was a meal deal.
Yeah.
Crikey. So that was sandwiches, packet of crisps,
and
a fizzy drink.
I mean, those meal deals, it's normally like for like £8 or £9 or something, or maybe even less. I always look at them and think, that's not a meal.
No.
That's just, okay, I know what you mean. Right.
And as a finance person, what do? I look, which sandwich is the most expensive, which drink is the most expensive, which crisps are the most expensive. So I feel like I've got a real bargain.
Yeah.
When I don't look at the content
nutrition,
of it. Yeah, nutrition. No,
who does?
I didn't even know they existed, to be fair,
no.
until you sort of highlighted what was good and what wasn't.
We'll always read the label.
Yeah.
But having said that, though, when you're out working, it could even be a day off work. No one pulls into a service station and starts reading, salt content. And whatnot. But guess what?
But at home you should.
You're looking at someone that does.
Yes, quite.
Not every time. I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest of my time is taken up networking events.
Yeah, gotcha.
And more often than not, it would be a bacon sandwich if it was in the morning, or there'd be some nice Danishes, or even a full lunch.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things had to change, or at least think about them.
Well, when you go to a business club, I've been to enough, perhaps not as many as you have, but I know you get there, you've got your tea, your coffee, and they do the bacon sandwiches, you call them baps, bacon baps.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it's a posh one, they have the Danishes,
Yeah.
And I know they taste nice, but my self-discipline has already set in because I have breakfast, even if the club is at 7 a.m, I have breakfast at home first. Yeah. So when I get there, all I want is a cup of coffee, or a glass of water. But again, I do get it, they look nice, they taste nice, it's early in the morning, you've gone there, you're hungry, because quite often people don't eat before they go to a 7 a.m. meeting. Why would you?
Yeah.
You're going to be eating at 6 a.m. or earlier. And it's little things like that. It's not how many star jumps or burpees you can do or how many bicep curls. It's something like that, Stephen, where you can say no to what is essentially white beige buffet food.
Yeah.
Or as I call it, party food.
Yeah.
Do you know when you go to a daytime one and they've got cakes and biscuits as well, packs of biscuits?
Yeah.
And I think, what is it, 1987?
Except you might have had vol-au-vents back then.
Vol-au-vents, yeah. No, we are saying orange, yeah. A posh one, yeah.
That's right.
In fact, no, I think if you went to a place now and they're serving vol-au-vents, it's not posh.
No, it's probably been in the freezer a long time.
It's the complete opposite.
Yeah, that's right.
I tell you, okay, so you've got the discipline now to know when to say no.
Yeah.
But I know, because you've already told me, whilst we're training, you still go out for a bit of liquid laughter once a week.
I'll go out on a Friday evening.
Yeah.
Because that's always been our social side. Lots of good friends that we have at the local pub.
Yeah.
And so we'll still do that. However, where I probably might have had 5 pints previously.
Crikey. Yeah.
Now I have in my mind, try and do 1, maximum of 2.
Yeah. That's a big drop.
Yeah, and I'll do things like I'll go and fetch the dog, take the dog for a walk, come back later.
Yeah.
Or I've swapped onto gin and tonics occasionally.
Yeah, it's still alcohol, but
but yeah. But I didn't want to give up the social side.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and actually, why should you?
Yeah.
Although, why don't you have an alcohol-free Guinness or an alcohol-free pale ale or something?
I absolutely get
it
that.
It looks the same, doesn't it?
But they haven't brought out my alcohol-free cider, which is what I like.
Right.
So otherwise, I suppose I could have an apple ties, but it's not quite the same.
No, it's not. So essentially, you're looking for a ciderless cider.
Yeah. So if anybody knows any ciders I can try that are 0%,
you got your first customer.
Yeah, that's it. I'll buy some.
They'll give you the pint of cider, ciderless cider, with a little pig and all, because you're the customer.
Yeah.
All jest aside, I think those two things you mentioned to me, saying no at buffets, and cutting down by 40, 50, 60% your alcohol intake on your weekly. So that is more telling than the actual weight that you've lost since you've been coming to our centre.
Yeah.
Talking of weight loss, can you recall, without checking your records here, how much weight you've lost?
So down to 78.1 was
That's kilos.
Kilos,
yeah.
Which is around about 12 stone 2, 3.
All right.
Yeah. So
yeah,
over a stone and a half.
Yeah, so you're looking at 20, 21 pounds.
Yeah.
And maybe one day you could be 23 pounds in between training as well, or you could even put on a pound in between trainings. So we're looking at a stone and a half, or in North American numbers, 20, 21, 22 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, and at your height, that's a substantial amount of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the first thing that's going to do is that we can't see. That's going to take pressure off your organs. It's going to take pressure off your systems. We're talking nervous system. We're talking the circulatory system, the blood. We're talking the upper respiratory system, how you breathe, take in oxygen, transport gases and oxygens around the body. It's going to take weight, physical weight off your musculoskeletal system, bones, ligaments, tendons.
Yeah.
So when you lose a stone and a half, 14, 21, 22 pounds, it benefits all those systems. And actually, the biggest system in the body, one that we can see, is the skin.
Yeah.
It's an organ. It's a big system. It protects our body. Without the skin, we wouldn't be here. And your skin will improve. Now, I'm not a dermatologist or a what have you, but you show me someone who eats better, eats healthier, starts exercising, and their skin looks better.
Yeah.
Not overnight, but over a space of time. So, all right. Now, the next thing that's going to do for you as well is make you more mobile. Now, there's a misconception that mobility is you can suddenly do 110 metre hurdles or pole vaulting. No, we're talking about getting out of bed, getting in and out of the car,
doing up your shoelaces,
without
getting out of breath.
Yeah, I mean, because no one wants to bring their foot up to the camera.
Yeah.
Doing up your shoelaces without getting out of breath. I mean, things like that. Getting out of the car, walking up and down stairs. You play golf.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine now that those 18 holes, not 19 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a separate story.
Yeah.
The 18 holes, I saw that. It must seem easier than now you're a stone and a half lighter.
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing is the trousers.
Right.
So you put your trousers on.
Yeah.
The ones that I'd been out and bought because I'd lost a bit of weight before coming here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the belt goes up a notch.
Yeah.
It goes up a notch. You make another hole in your belt.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And now,
cheapskate, should have bought another one.
And now the trousers, I'm on the lookout for a decent pair again, because these trousers I'm folding over the top, pinching them to make
you look like Wurzel Gummidge.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Now we're aging ourselves again.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said, look, when you lose weight, yourself or another client, when you lose a substantial amount of weight, those clothes that look like a potato sack on you now, they're not yours anymore. I've always said the three piles: eBay, when you sell them off; charity shop, when you throw them away.
Yeah.
They're not Steve's anymore; they're someone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thrown them away?
Yes, some of them. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But you've got an expensive pair that you don't let go of.
There's always that one, isn't there?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who makes them. They don't fit you.
Yeah. You can't hope that you fit them again, can you? Because that's a backward step.
It isn't.
Yeah.
All right. So your golf's improved. How about your sleeping?
Sleeping, on the whole, was improved.
Yeah.
I've had a bad week of sleep this
Have
week.
you?
Yeah, I mean, looking after the grandchildren doesn't help, but
That's hard work.
But I think it goes a little bit with stress levels.
Yeah.
But mainly, and part of it, I remember you saying, I think your tip was never go to bed on the same day as you get up.
That's right.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I was really bad at that. I was quite often a 2 o'clock in the morning person, and I might be sat doing work at that time as well.
Crikey.
So I wasn't relaxing. Now Yeah, I'm still not an early to bed, but you know, it quite often is around about 11 o'clock now.
That's normal, yeah.
So,
I'm the same, 11 o'clock,
yeah, 3 hours earlier than I would have been.
Crikey,
And then if I do get up at 6, as I do sometimes to go to things, actually I've still had a few hours sleep beforehand. Yeah.
What if you were going to bed anywhere between midnight and 2 a.m. I think the only time you should be up at 2 a.m. working is if you're an emergency life-saving surgeon.
Yeah.
You're a long-haul pilot.
Yeah.
Or you're a well-paid DJ.
And all of them are on more than 8,000.
Yeah. I think well-paid DJs were on that a month back in the 90s. Yeah. And rightly so. An airline pilot and a surgeon should
yes, they should really. Yeah.
You know, but and you shouldn't be up at 2 a.m. Working unless it's one of those professions. And if anyone listening or watching can tell me another profession where you should be up at 2 a.m. earning money, I've got one in my mind, but I'm not going to say it on camera.
No,
you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
All right, here we are now then. So, sleeping better, eating better, moving better, looking better, clothes fitting you better. Okay, is the Norton household? Does the Norton household, the missus, the kids, the grandkids, do they benefit from you being healthier?
Yeah, I think they do. Well, one, it's not as embarrassing going out with this fat bloke.
Okay.
I'm sure it's better for. I mean, that was another thing that started it off actually.
Go on.
Went on holiday to Belfast.
Yeah.
Unbeknown to me, wife takes a picture of me on open top bus.
All right, yeah.
Maybe not sat at the best of angles.
Yeah, Brits abroad.
Yeah.
Is it abroad? No,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Go on.
I mean, it was just awful.
It was horrendous.
It's horrendous, yeah. and now people, if they see me now, they can't recognise me on that photo, whereas I'm sure they could at that point. Oh, I keep that deliberately.
Okay.
That's the one somewhere near the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay. That I have as a little warning device, shall I say?
Yeah. I think if we can get healthier, there's no reason why it can't benefit other people as well. You know, if you're healthy, you can mentally, physically, emotionally, and even financially, you can do more for other people in those areas, and some areas I can't even think of. Then surely if you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
Now
the other one that's benefited is the dog.
Right.
The dog's getting more walks than it used to,
or
further.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
So
you were shortchanging the dog as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Guy in finance, shortchanging the dog.
The only dog I was interested in before was a hot dog.
the type that you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those.
All right. So, all right. Let's look at this then. All right. I'll tell you, it's been a veritable eye opener training you, Steve, because look, I've been a regional athlete all my life, and I'm 6'4". I'm built for sports, but you've surprised me on more than one occasion. Your levels of fitness and mobility and strength and recovery during sessions, you know, because and the two lads that work at our centre as well who've trained you, they said the same because they didn't know you. They saw a guy that's old enough to be their dad with grey hair. Yeah. So you could look like their dad because you're double their age. Yeah. In fact, you know, and then some. So they could look and think, well, he's old enough to be my dad, but your strength, mobility, flexibility, and the ability to recover from exercises. And clearly it's got better as you've trained.
Yeah, definitely.
But you wasn't a wreck that the day you started. There was understandable and justified nerves, apprehension. But once you get past it, once I think you were into 3 or 4 weeks of training into it, you've been a good client to see how you move and train. Yeah. I would say something as well. I'm not a golf pro. I've played lots of golf as you are as well. I think we're a similar level handicap. Your golf itself, you're playing golf, okay. Has that improved in any way? Yeah,
I've certainly, as you say, the fitness for walking around the course.
Yeah.
First and foremost. I'm definitely swinging more freely.
Yeah.
I'm not going
on the golf course.
Yes, yeah. I'm not going round my body all the time.
Yeah.
I can actually swing more as I should do.
Gotcha. It's because you've got less upholstery in the way for starters.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if you've got less of an overweight abdominal, surely you can get, you know, you can stand to address the ball better. People have seen John Daly in golf, but you're talking 1 in a billion who's built like that and can play golf like that, you know. Yeah. But generally,
I will send you through a clip. I don't know whether you'll be able to put it in this of a certain incident happening at the golf course.
Right.
All I'll say is I probably came out of the round wetter than when I went into it.
Oh right, was it raining?
No, I think it involved a lake.
You fell in the water.
I did.
Let's try and find that and put it in.
So I'll try and find that clip.
Yeah, because if anything in this discussion here, that's probably the one part because people like to see that will resonate. That's got nothing to do with your fitness. That's not my fault.
No, and now I now run a networking group.
Yeah.
At a golf course.
Okay, where's this?
That's up at Forest Pines, up in North Lincolnshire.
What's the group called?
It's called the Four Business Network. So Four, F-O-R-E.
As in golf.
Yes, as in shouting four. Yeah. I've been in that 5 years, and I've just took over that group.
Right. Has it got a domain where they can find them online?
Yeah, it's on Four Business. If they just type in Four Business, it will come up.
F-O-R-E.
F-O-R-E.
Four Business Network, Lincoln, or
just network. It's an international.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So they've got courses in Spain,
right,
America, Sweden, all sorts.
Right. Yeah.
So, but locally across the country, and it really opens doors to speak to other businesses.
Excellent. Yeah.
So that's great. And if anybody wants to give it a try, get in touch, and I can organise you to have a free month.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So you're involved with lots of people. Let's talk. Okay, so let's say not 5 years. Let's be reasonable. A year from now.
Yeah.
Where are you a year from now with regards to your fitness and health?
So a year from now, I want to lose a bit more weight.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be below 78. So I'm going to aim for 77 because that sets me a bit of a target. And as you know, I don't like to give in when I've set myself a target. So let's go for that.
Okay, 77 kilos.
77 kilos. I don't know what that converts to in old money.
Can we narrow it? When by?
When by? So middle of the year. So
of next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 7 months away.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. Because I've plateaued a bit at the moment.
Yeah.
I had a holiday.
Yeah.
And so and a bit of illness, but only your normal sort of cold type illness, but I didn't feel like doing what I have been doing.
Yeah, shouldn't have.
So I've stayed a bit. The eating's, I'm probably not on it quite as much as I was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bad, but I'm still eating the right things, but I've probably gone up a little bit in my portion sizes. So I'm going to try and trim that back.
Let's course correct and rein that back. I'm glad you've told me that.
Yeah.
And actually and look at we now, we're in the middle of November.
Yeah.
We're coming into the three darkest months of the year.
Eating,
it is, I do it myself. I think I eat more calories in winter. Yeah. But actually, I'm not trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
So that's right. Take on good quality, dense calories, but just be mindful of portion size.
Yeah. And
the regularity. But also, if you start taking in more calories and you start training less or playing less golf, you're not going to go back to the old Steve. But
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're looking at 77 kilos by, let's say, spring. Let me move it forward.
Okay.
Let's say March, April.
That's your job. That's your job to help me do that.
So I'm here for it. Let's do 5 months.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go back to just one last thing before we wrap up. I'd like you to. I'm going to give you 3 rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with your fitness or finance or your career or your health. Okay, because that's the main part of you coming in. All right. What's your go-to movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
You know, if I
everybody says that, don't they?
If I had a pound coin or $1 for every time someone said Shawshank is their favourite movie, I wouldn't be rich, but I'd have a nice car.
Yeah,
you know, maybe not a Ferrari Spider, whatever it was called.
No, that's right.
What is it about that film?
I think it just. I've watched it loads of times, and I don't know why I've watched it loads of times, really, other than it's an easy watch.
Yeah. You think so? Okay.
Yeah, easy watch, but it's got that element of historic side to it.
It's a sobering film.
Decent actors.
Great actors,
Yeah.
Tim Robbins, Clancy Brown, Morgan Freeman.
Anything with Morgan Freeman in usually is good.
Usually, He's made some stinkers as well.
Yeah.
But, okay. All right. Let's go. Okay, so your go-to destination? Anywhere in the world?
Yeah. There's some nice ones that you've tried lately that are on the list.
Yeah. You get one shot.
Yeah. I think Italy.
Italy. Okay.
Yeah.
Food. Weather.
Yeah.
Fashion.
Obviously, not too much food. No.
Okay, yeah, and art and culture and whatnot.
Yeah,
I've not been to Italy. Have you been to it?
Yeah, I've done most of Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've done all the Romans. Yeah. And all the historic side, but also a lot of the countryside's lovely out there.
I bet it is, right. And finally, your go-to all-time album, music album.
That's an interesting one, because as you know, I do collect a lot of vinyl.
Right, yeah, we're both avid record collectors or vinyl hoarders or whatever.
Yes, but from way back, not just the modern lot.
Yeah.
So I think.
What genre to start with? That's how I narrow it down. One genre, one artist.
I think rock stuff tends to be my thing. Right. So I quite like Genesis.
All right, so let's say Genesis, Phil Collins,
yeah.
and the others.
That's it.
What's the album? While you're thinking, I'll give you my go-to.
Yeah.
The genre, the album, it's Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a big-time Motown, R&B, jazz, funk, hip-hop, soul fan. And if I could listen to an album now to the Daylight Key over at 95, it would be Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, because it covers everything. Yeah. You know, as big as hip-hop and movie scores, okay, some hip-hop, especially East Coast, is quite an aggressive form of music, and I won't want to listen to that when I'm 86, let alone 95, whereas Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, or even Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. So I've narrowed it down to an artist, genre, and an album.
Okay.
Shoot.
So I'm gonna go slightly away from Genesis. I'm gonna go to Phil Collins.
Okay.
No Jacket Required.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've seen him do it live, which was great.
Yeah.
Full value for money. 3 hours on stage, no break.
Superb. Yeah.
you didn't feel shortchanged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in an ideal world, you and your good lady will be sat in Italy, eating good food and enjoying the countryside, listening to Phil Collins, No Jacket Required.
Yep.
Watching in the evening movie night Shawshank Redemption.
Sounds all right to me.
If you could wake up tomorrow morning and you've got another profession stroke career, what would it be?
I think it seems a good life to be a physical instructor, to be sure, but I'm not sure how many people are going to pay to come and do that with me. So I think an F1 driver.
Ah, superb. Okay, yeah. You fancy yourself as a bit of a
I follow the F1 well. So
excellent. All right, Steve, let me just go through some links again. Where can they find you at One Stop Shop Finance? What's the numbers and links?
One Stop Business Finance, it's www.osbf.co.uk.
Yeah.
You get me on LinkedIn, so Steve Norton, Business Finance Specialist. And
then FORE, golf.
For business. .co.uk. Yeah. So there, obviously that helps everybody's fitness if they do that. Fitness, finance, friendships, fun, anything beginning with an F. I'm all up for it.
Okay, and food.
And food.
We'll leave it at that. Well, here we are, wrapped it up. It's gone longer than I thought, but now when I think about it, we've covered the subjects I want to cover. I've enjoyed listening to you, hearing your stories, and enjoying the conversation, Steve.
Thank you for inviting me along.
Thanks for coming to the channel.
Lovely stuff.
From Steve Norton and myself, Tristan Lowe, the channel's Health No Filter. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the usual suspects. Now there's a good film. Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
What a cracking film. All right, till the next one. Channel's Health No Filter. Thanks, Steve.
No problem.
All right, let's get on with the next one.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Cheers.